Welcome back to another Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade video. Today we are going to be summoning for Blue Maki. I do just want to say she is not a must summon character. This is a very skippable character for most people, especially because we have the limited characters, the Honored One Gojo, Green Shoko, Red Teen Nanami all coming out here in just a few weeks. Really, it's not going to be too long before they come out, and so you want to save as many cubes as you can. But of course, I have been pulling on pretty much every character that's come out. Have I gotten every character? No, but I mean, I'm going to continue that trend and try to summon on every banner as it comes out. So I do have the 10 free tickets that you get from doing the event. Please make sure you do that so you get those 10 free tickets. And then I have 3,000 cubes, which means I'm going to do 2 multis, and then if I get nothing with those 2 multis, I can at the very least go into the exchange shop and exchange for pity points on the gacha card. I do have quite a few pity points already, so that's 100 pity I can put towards any banner in the future 3 times over. We'll see if that ever happens, but it'll probably be on the limited characters more than likely. That's where I'm going to use it, like on when Honored One Gojo, Nanami, and all of them come out, so I don't feel too bad about summoning on these banners. With that said, before we even get into these summons here, I do want to go over Maki's kit so you guys can decide for yourself if you want her or not, and then we're going to hop into the summons. If you guys already know what she can do, feel free to skip this part of the video. Okay, so the new Maki is going to be a taijutsu character, which is obvious because she has no cursed energy, right? So unable to recover or consume cursed energy is her characteristic. No Black Flash because of that as well. Her skill 1 is Flying Kunai, deals 132.9% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy for 3 hits, increases own ultimate skill gauge charge rate by 23.7% for 2 turns, and grants Flying Kunai state to self for kunai, what did I just say? Kunai states to sell for 2 turns. At level 10, of course, the percentages do go up. So a 35% ultimate skill gauge charge rate for 2 turns is actually really nice on a skill 1. However, the nicest thing about a character like this is the fact that none of her skills require curse energy, right? So you can use pretty much anyone you want. Additionally, applies the following effects when in the following states. So Cutting Knife increases own critical hit rate by 50% for 3 turns, and All Out Full Sword increases own ultimate skill gauge charge rate by 15% for 3 turns. So she does have different states. It's kind of an interesting character. Her skill 2 is called Cutting Knife, deals 265% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy for 3 hits, increases own taijutsu stat by 23.7% for 3 turns. Once again, level 10, that goes up to 35%. Increases the damage reduction rate and evasion chance from the Heavenly Restriction auto skill by 14.3% for 1 turn. Grants Cutting Knife state to self for 2 turns. Additionally, applies the following effects when in the following states. So for Flying Kunai, increases own taijutsu stat by 25% for 3 turns, and then All Out Full Sword decreases own damage received by 10% for 3 turns. So a lot of like self-buffing for this character, which is kind of interesting. Her skill 3 is All Out Full Sword, deals 391.9% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy for 2 hits, or to the selected enemy, sorry, not for 2 hits, and then grants All Out Full Sword state to self for 2 turns, right? So basically, you're just going to be switching states by using your different moves. Okay, so keep that in mind. Flying Kunai state comes from skill 1, Cutting Knife state comes from skill 2, and the All Out Full Sword state comes from skill 3. Additionally, applies the following effects when in the following states. So if you're in Flying Kunai state, you're going to get more ultimate gauge by 110. If you're in Cutting Knife state, you're going to get more critical hit damage by 50% for 3 turns. So kind of cool the way she works, and this encourages you really to switch between the moves you're using to get different effects, which is nice. So you're not just using the skill 3 over and over again, which is probably your hardest hitting skill, right? So it's just nice to see that they found a way to encourage you to use every skill. The ultimate is instant continuous attacks, deals 74.7% ranged taijutsu damage and 597% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy for 4 hits. At level 10, of course, those percentages do go up pretty significantly. The 4th hit is also guaranteed to be a critical hit and fills on ultimate skill gauge by 110, man. She should just be getting ultimates all the time if you use her right, which can be really, really good. Her auto skills, her first one, Early Bird Gets the Worm. At the start of each wave, increases own taijutsu stat by 10% for 2 turns, decreases own damage received by 7% for 2 turns as well. Just a nice little bonus there. I wouldn't say it's super crazy, but it's decent. Heavenly Restriction, at the start of a turn, increases own taijutsu stat. 1 turn, the fewer enemies there are in a wave, the greater the boost. So if you have 1 enemy, it gives you a 30% taijutsu boost, 2 enemies 25%, 3 enemies 17.5%, and 4 enemies it's 10%? Yeah, 10%. Okay, so it goes down with enemies. So keep that in mind. And then at the start of the battle, recovers 2% of own HP at the start of each turn, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't expect Maki to do that, but we'll take it. And reduces damage received by 8%, evades enemy attack with an 8% chance. So not a very high chance to evade, but she does have some evasion and a little bit of survivability in there, which is nice considering they didn't have to do that for her. She is mainly an attacker unit, but that makes her a little bit less of a glass cannon, but she can still be pretty squishy. So with that said, let's get into it. All right, so like I said, we got 1 full multi to do and then a free multi from the tickets. I once again do not recommend summoning on her if you can help it. She's literally like middle of the tier list according to JP players, global players. Like, she's not that crazy good, but maybe she's just your favorite character. So, you know, do what's best for you. But once again, just please keep in mind, limited characters, Gojo, Nanami, and Shoko are coming out here soon, and if you miss their banners or don't pull them on their banners, who knows when you will be able to pull them again. Whereas Maki here is going to be added into the standard banner sooner rather than later. Like, it's coming fairly soon as well, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, here we go. Let's hop in. 10 tickets. Maybe I'll get super lucky. I doubt it. Last summon video, yo, I got Shoko. I got, Maki, right? My luck went crazy. So this video, I am due for the shaft. I'm telling you right now. So, like, both of these are probably going to be absolutely nothing. If I get a recollection, I guess cool. But we'll see. Like I said, nothing. Literally nothing from the tickets. Okay. Honestly, none of these are going to be a fake out. I kind of want to go through it just because I'm riding that copium train. But, like, nah, we're going to skip. We're going to skip. Yeah, so nothing there. The tickets literally got me nothing. Everything's 5 duped. I can't do anything with any of that. All right. Well, also, really quickly, before we do this last summon, I do want to point out, make sure you guys are logging in so you guys can get these tickets for the ticket gacha. That is 100 free pulls or 10 free multis for just logging in and doing that. I will do a separate video once I have pretty much all of these tickets. I might do it at like 80 or 90, we'll see. But please, please, please make sure you are logging in to get those free tickets. Like, that is huge. If you haven't been playing the game and you happen to be watching this video, get those tickets. That is some pretty decent characters featured on that banner as well. You may get shafted, but you may get really lucky. Hard to say. All right, here we go. Come on, at least give me the recollection. I've never thought I would want a recollection that bad. I don't really even want it that bad. I want Maki, but I'll be happy if the game gives me anything. I don't want to get completely shafted, you know? That hurts when you get completely shafted in your summons. Yo, all rares? I just said I didn't want to get shafted. There was 1 SR in there. There was 1 SR. Bruh. Okay, that's how you just know you don't summon. Like, if that happens to you, if what you just saw in these past 2 summons happens to you, do not summon. Just be like, nope, I'm done. I'm stepping out. No, thank you. Because summoning anymore is just a waste for you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to exchange for that. And I'm going to say I gave it my best shot. You know, I'm not going more in on those banners. I know 2 summons is not a lot, right? But like, this game is sometimes so ridiculous to like buy summons. So I'm not doing that. I will do a consolation 2 summons here though, you know, maybe make myself feel a little bit better. There are still some characters and recollections I need, but not a whole lot. So from the standard pool, realistically, you guys should be saving your standard banner tickets because it is going to be updated. But honestly, I can go in right now with my dupes and buy like another 1,000 tickets. So I can afford to do this. Okay, what are we going to get for the recollection? It's a good recollection, like really good. Unfortunately, 5 duped, as with literally everything else, right? Like, I don't even know why I'm pulling. There's gonna be nothing in here that I really need. Maybe there's 1 character from the standard pool that I don't have fully duped out. I don't even know who would it be at this point. I guess we'll find out if we happen to get it. We did get a black flash there. And a character and a rec. Okay, at least we're ending off with a decent summon. You know what? I'll take it. Let's hope it's a good character, something I can use. That'd be sick. I think I do need like Kamo technically. I don't have Kamo fully duped, so that would be a win. Maybe Yellow Mechamaru. Like the characters who aren't good, those are the characters I don't have duped, of course. Do I have Blue Megami fully duped? I feel like I do, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll see here in a second. Okay, and then I definitely have that memory fully duped. So I did have Blue Megami. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. Well, at least we got an SSR character in the end. Not the one we were looking for, obviously. But once again, just to remind you guys, free summons. Please, please, please log in. Take advantage of those. And let me know how your summons went. If you did decide to summon for Maki, I hope you got her on the free tickets. Like, that would be sick. But if your luck is anything like mine, I'm so sorry. I've been there, part of the Shaft Gang, I understand. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.